JD Vance talking about Jared Kushner in a funny clip everybody's sharing where it's like, oops, master plan Jared's been working on for 2 years. So they had the plan all along. Need more Amalek says, but Adam, what about my crusades? Yeah. Yeah, grab your sword and go back and take back the Holy Land from the Jews. Good luck. Sure you're going to do that. No, they're just going to LARP with Crusader helmets on their icons. That's all they're while they post memes about pagans and get laughed out of or thrown out of their church. That's what they're actually going to do.
That everybody should be proud of where we are today.
So this was more clips of Vance in Israel. I don't know what's going on with the hair today. One hair.
Well, Jared's the investor here. I'm not going to give you a percentage, but look,
Jared's the investor and it's his master plan. Oh, man.
In the past week gives me great optimism the ceasefire is going to hold. And if we get from where we were a week ago to a long-term durable peace between Israel and Gaza, there are going to be hills and valleys. There are going to be moments where it looks like things aren't going particularly well. But given that, and given the history of conflict, I think that everybody should be proud of where we are today.
Why does he say Jared Kushner is the investor? Kushner's private equity firm, Affinity Partners, founded in 2021, has raised over $4.8 billion, primarily from Middle Eastern sources, providing leverage for Gaza talks. Firm earns over $80 million annually in fees and aims to scale. Real estate bonanza. Remember Kushner years ago? He's like, that's very valuable real estate. And they're going to turn it into the new Riviera of the Middle East. And he's the investor. Jared Kushner is going to rebuild it. Here's where he talks about the master plan. Let's see.
Well, part of the plan is the reconstruction, the rebuilding of Gaza. Mm-hmm. And you're builders. You've been in real estate. As you said, it's extremely complex. Tell us more about the plan and how much it's going to cost. Where's the money going to come from? And who's going to award the contracts? Mm-hmm. 3 questions.
I think it's going to cost a lot of money.
What's a lot of money?
The estimates are in the $50 billion range. It might be a little bit less. It might be a little bit more. I happen to think that that's not a lot of money in that region. You have governments that are going to jump on in. And
so the Middle East countries are going to provide the money.
But you'll see European participation and so forth.
It's not providing the money. It's investing the money so they can get rich off the land. It's going to be an auction. It's going to be a handouts. The people that invest in this are going to be so rich, they're going to own a New Jersey in the Middle East. No, not even the size of the New Jersey. New Jersey's the size of all of Israel. That's what they always say. So Gaza's even less. He's been planning this for years. He started investing before the war, right?
What's a lot of money?
The estimates are in the $50 billion range. It might be a little bit less. It might be a little bit more. I happen to think that that's not a lot of money in that region.
They needed something like an October 7th in order to turn it all to rubble and destroy it all. Kushner, we played the clip yesterday of Kushner saying that it looked like a nuke had went off. Trump said there's hardly a building standing. Their rhetoric was turn it into a parking lot, turn it to glass so they can rebuild it.
That are going to jump on in. And
so
Trump called it a demolition site even. So they needed to demolish it all so Kushner could rebuild it with all of his investment Muslim buddies and Jewish buddies. It's the Avraham Accords brought to you by Donald Trump and the Avraham Accords.
Countries are going to provide the money.
But you'll see European participation and so forth. I think the beginning of this plan is how to get it going. And that's what me and Jared work on all the time. The money raising we think is the easy part. We think that happens relatively quickly. But it's the master plan, and we're working with a group of people who have been working on master plans for the last 2 years.
So there are plans already.
Yeah. We have plans already. We have a master plan already. And by the way, Jared
does look a little uncomfortable. Look at him. He's like, wait. Don't say we've been planning this for 2 years. Don't talk about my 2-year master plan. Look at Jared.
With a group of people who have working on master plans for the last 2 years.
So there are plans already.
Yeah. We have plans already. We have a master plan already. And by the way, and Jared's been pushing this, and we're working together on it. And I think if the world saw the progress so far, they'd be pretty impressed.
Huh. Privatize gains, socialize losses. No, the taxpayer has to pay for the military to do it all. And then they're gonna hand it out to all their Zionist billionaire friends.
Well, part of the plan is the reconstruction, the building, rebuilding.
Rebuilding of the Third Temple.
Is the reconstruction, the
Kushner says no reconstruction funds will go into Hamas-controlled areas.
The transition,
as if there's going to be any Hamas-controlled areas. You think that would be out of the question by itself?
no reconstruction aid, no reconstruction funds will be going into areas that Hamas still controls. And as far as the demilitarization goes, once the ISF is up, there needs to be a security force that they can feel safe from, that in order for it to be the transition to be complete. So that needs to happen. There are considerations being happening now in the area that the IDF controls, as long as that can be secured to start the construction as a new Gaza, in order to give the Palestinians living in Gaza a place to go, a place to get jobs, a place to live. So that's one of the many things being considered.
Hold on. He says they're considering Palestinians being. I'm surprised he even used the word Palestinians, honestly. A little surprised by that.
In order to give
He's actually talking about they're going to be able to return to Palestine.
The Palestinians living in Gaza a place to go, a place to get jobs, a place to live. So that's one of the many things being considered.
Did he didn't say in Palestine, though. It could be somewhere else.
Now, again, there's been several work streams that have occurred over the last years. Those are all being synthesized and updated here at the center. And then they'll go before President Trump and the Board of Peace to get recommendations on what to build, how to phase it. But that's definitely
the Board of
that's
Peace
being very strongly considered. No reconstruction.
Board of Peace. That sounds like a very ominous title. Vance says Middle East is going better than he expected, and Israeli government has been remarkably helpful.
Tough situation. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to have you. Look, I think that we are 1 week into President Trump's historic peace plan in the Middle East, and things are going, frankly, better than I expected that they were. This is a very, very tough situation. You have two peoples, two enemies who have fought a very tough conflict against each other. You have a terrorist organization on one hand that murdered a lot of innocent people. You've got an Israeli army that was defending itself on the other, that has learned a lot over the past couple of years. And then, of course, you have an innocent civilian population in Gaza that's caught in the middle. But we're here at the Civilian Military Cooperation Center, which we are announcing the opening of. You have Israelis and Americans working hand in hand to try to begin the plan to rebuild Gaza, to implement a long-term peace, and actually ensure that you have security forces on the ground in Gaza, not composed of Americans, who can keep the peace over the long term. So we've got a lot of work left.
Dude, Jared is so awkward, dude. He's like a creepy mannequin, the way he stands up straight with his suit on.
To do. This is going to take a very, very long time. But I think Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner,
looks like a robot.
Admiral Cooper behind me have done an incredible job. I want to say just a couple of quick things, and then I want to turn it over to Steve Witkoff. Number one, the Israeli government has been remarkably helpful in this. I want to thank them, thank our Israeli partners, and all the folks particularly who are working hand in hand with their American friends here at the CMCC. And number two, I want to say that there is this weird attitude I've sensed in the American media, in the Western media, where there's almost this desire to root for failure, that every time something bad happens, that every time that there's an act of violence, there's this inclination to say, oh, this is the end of the ceasefire, this is the end of the peace plan. It's not the end. It is, in fact, exactly how this is going to have to happen when you have people who hate each other, who have been fighting against each other for a very long time. We are doing very well. We are in a very good place. We're going to have to keep working on it, but I think we have the team to do exactly that. So with all thanks to our partners, both in Israel, but all across the Gulf Arab states, Indonesia, the Turks, we are doing an amazing thing here, and I'm particularly proud of the American troops working at the command center who are coordinating this effort and making it possible.
Boring. Glazing.
Have you? Look, I think that we are 1 week in.
Oh, I saw Alex Jones. Like, are we going to have a Vance president? Is that what we're going to be looking like in the next few years? Could only hope we make it to that. I saw Alex Jones endorsed RFK Jr. instead of Vance.
stations that I met with, one of the groups that's
Here he is
working on
talking
this
about the
that I met with
hostages a little
earlier.
more.
Let me say just a couple of words about the deceased hostages. I mean, one of the stations that I met with, one of the groups that's working on this that I met with earlier, they actually have a photo of the 15 deceased hostages who are still in Gaza. It is a focus of everybody here to get those bodies back home to their families so that they can have a proper burial. Now, that said, this is difficult. This is not going to happen overnight. Some of these hostages are buried under thousands of pounds of rubble. Some of the hostages, nobody even knows where they are. That doesn't mean we shouldn't work to get them, and that doesn't mean we don't have confidence that we will. It's just a reason to counsel
So the hostages
in favor of a little bit of patience. This is going to take a little bit of time. And look, our warning to Hamas is very straightforward. The terms of the 20-point plan that the president put out there is very clear. It's supported not just by Israel, but by all of our Gulf Arab friends. It's that Hamas has to disarm. It's that Hamas has to actually behave itself, and that Hamas, while all the fighters can be given some sort of clemency, they're not going to be able to kill each other, and they're not going to be able to kill their fellow Palestinians. Now, again, that's going to take a little bit of time. We're talking about how to set up the security and humanitarian apparatus to put all this in place. But right now, where I stand, I feel confident that we're going to be in a place where this peace lasts, where it's durable. And if Hamas doesn't cooperate, then as the President of the United States has said, Hamas is going to be obliterated.
Look, this is the new, I don't know how new it is, Israeli government briefing from the State of Israel Prime Minister's office. This is Netanyahu's new propagandist. This is Netanyahu's press secretary. Her name is Shosh. She talks about Marco Rubio is about to go meet with Netanyahu, showing that they work hand in hand.
Prime Minister Netanyahu said he was impressed with the vice president's clarity, sharpness, solidarity for our common cause, and sincere friendship that he saw in conference and private meetings that took place today. I can also add they discussed in depth about the Gaza Strip and how they can see the plan progressing in the near future. I can also
How have we never seen this girl before? Look at those eyebrows. Those are some weird, thick eyebrows.
also tell you that Secretary of State Marco Rubio is coming back to Israel this week. He will be arriving on Thursday and is scheduled to meet with the Prime Minister on Friday. This is the Secretary of State's third trip to Israel since
These Jew names are getting out of hand. I've never heard of a name, Shosh. 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 I wonder if
mid-September,
it has a
which
meaning.
further shows the hand-in-hand relationship that Israel and the United States have as we mark this historic time. Prime Minister
Oh, it actually means shortened form of Shoshana, which means lily or rose. Shoshana. Okay. Anyway, you want to see something interesting that I saw? I'm like, her eyebrows are right before she did. Her eyebrows are a curse from God. So I never heard of this girl before. I'm like, what? Netanyahu's got himself a little Jewish baddie spokeswoman before? Where has she been? How have I never heard about her?
State's third trip
Anyway, clearly a shapeshifter. A slug. I know, it looks like she's got caterpillars on her eyebrows, dude. They need to work on that. Maybe they just need to fix that a little bit. But look, so I look up her account on Twitter. She's got 3,000 followers. 3,000. It was 3,028 until I followed her. We're keeping an eye on things here. She did in 2022, she was working for some 12 News, and she did a very favorable interview with Alex Jones during his Sandy Hook trial. Actually gave him a lot of airtime, allowed him to defend himself. Isn't that interesting? Netanyahu's propagandist did coverage for Alex Jones. I think she might have been from Connecticut, News 12 Connecticut. Mossad Front, 24/7 hyper local breaking news, hyper local. So it's just a coincidence that she did the piece on Alex Jones, and now she's working for Netanyahu. Am I feeling a little paranoid here?
Evidence of that, and now I'm going to be taken off the
Shosh Bedrosian spoke with Jones
Shosh.
outside the law firm where it took place today. Shosh, what is the latest development on the case?
Shosh. Israeli interesting.
Well, Roxanne, it was day 2 of deposition for Alex Jones, who finally appeared here in Bridgeport this week after a judge ordered him to pay daily fines for not showing up previously. Court records show he paid a total of $75,000 worth of fines, and today his attorney filed a motion for him to get those fines back.
I didn't kill the children at Sandy Hook. Adam Lanza did, but everyone knows Alex Jones is connected to Sandy Hook now because they're using it as a way to demonize the First Amendment.
It's Alex Jones's second day of depositions in Bridgeport at the law firm representing relatives of Sandy Hook shooting victims suing Jones for defamation.
They have all demonized me. They have decided I can be destroyed.
The InfoWars host tells News 12 in this exclusive interview he believes the case is threatening his freedom of speech.
I believe Sandy Hook happened. I'm sorry for the families, but they're being used, in my view, as pawns by powerful Democrat law firms that want to try to shut down him.
Shosh on Instagram, 29,000 followers. Spokeswoman, communication specialist for foreign media, Office of the Prime Minister of Israel. I can't believe I've never seen this girl before. Did she just get hired or something? Is this going to be Netanyahu's Monica Lewinsky?
The battalion that just spoke with some of the press here as we're overlooking Beit Hanun right now. You can still see the plumes of smoke behind me as there's explosions and ongoing gunfire I can hear in the distance. Is that the cities of Beit Lahia and Beit Hanun truly are still. How do you assess what's going on with these? The IDF is now confirming a terror attack happened at. Once Netanyahu and Trump meet, would it be?
Netanyahu's coming our way. What's the latest from there?
Yeah, that's a nuclear weapon. I'm standing in Hostages Square right now here in Tel Aviv, where the pressure is on for officials to get a.
Okay. What's the chat saying? Queen of the Noahides?
InfoWars and Alex Jones.
A Bridgeport judge found Jones liable for damages after Sandy Hook relatives say they were harassed by Jones's listeners due to his previous claims that the 2012 shooting was a hoax. Jones has since recanted that theory, and when asked about the lawsuit's claims of people threatening these families, here's what he tells us.
That idea that they claim some people harassed them with no real evidence of that, and now I'm going to be taken off the air, which is basically their goal. Look, most of the families didn't sue me, and those that did, I understand, have had a lot of pain. But attacking me won't bring their children back.
So, Shosh, have any of the families commented on the deposition?
Well, Roxanne, we received a statement from the law firm
Okay, you guys get the point. That got a whopping 9 likes from Shosh. Dude, Shosh. Maybe I should get Shosh on the show. Shosh on the show. Could you imagine that? I talked about it yesterday. Donald Trump is becoming the emperor of Edom by putting up an arch. A massive Arch of Titus-like thing. It's going to have Donald Trump carrying the menorah on his back to rebuild the third temple, to make up, to repent for what Titus did. Wouldn't that be funny? They're like, this Avi Bernstein, the architect, the sculptor. It's going to be Trump all buff and ripped, like carrying the menorah back to rebuild the temple. Wouldn't that be something? We're going to make Edom, America great again. We're going to have arches just like the Romans. I can be like your Caesar.